Let's rock out, y'all. Destiny time. Season of the Hunt. Prepare for login screen cinematic.
Darkness, our ancient enemy. Foretold by many they came, as the war mind warned us they would. They were confronted with fire.
The Warren Mind.
When that failed, met with intrigue among the bones of Io's last monument to the light. It promised us power. And for it, a price was paid. A lull holds the system, though it is not emptiness that gives us pause. Yet not all is lost. Stand, Guardian. Brandish your light and join the hunt.
Okay. So offline, Crucible, Channel Valor, don't care. I read a couple of lore drops from Bungie. I don't know why they do this in massive outside of game lore text. But anyway, I'm going to understand it and then I'm going to decide. Immolent Part 1 and 2, where it talked about how Osiris essentially went around checking out all the locations we lost, including the Leviathan raid, and found that all the planets had been replaced with gravitational darkness anomalies of some kind. So, whatever that means. And apparently, he showed up at the Dreadnought, and some shit went down, and the darkness tried to seduce him, and somehow his ghost, named Sagira, who was a well-loved character by the Destiny community, sacrificed itself to save Osiris in some way. Anyway, there actually is one more lore drop that I haven't finished, so I actually might go ahead and read it here on stream before we jump in and play, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be relevant to what we're doing. Let me find it. 2 drink minimum. Yeah, here it is. 2 drink minimum. The crowded room fell uncomfortably silent. The Elixni server placed a metal cup of liquid on the table as though issuing a challenge. Crow raised the drink and sniffed at it. If it was poisoned, and it was mild. He took a swig, grimaced at the bitterness, then took another. Across the room, the big Elixni captain slowly brought his lower arms up to rest on the table, leaving his weapons holstered. He clucked in approval, and the tension drained from the room. The Elixni who brought the drink scuttled back behind the bar, and soon the air filled once again with the series of staccato clicks and thumping that passed for music in the empty tank. Glint flitted out of Crow's hood and scanned the contents of the cup. "It certainly isn't good for you," he said, "but this much won't kill you. What does it taste like?" Crow took another sip. I'd say engine coolant. Paraffin, kind of smoky chalk at the end." He stood, smiled, and raised his cup to the captain. "It's terrible," he shouted over the noise of the bar. "Crow! Oh!" the captain barked back, his voice harsh and unused to human speech. He pounded a fist against the spider insignia on his own chest piece before returning to his drink. "Surprised he knows my name," Crow said to Glint as he sat back down. "Getting on my good side won't get him on spiders, but at least I get free drinks." "Word about your heroics on the moon traveled quickly," Glint said. "I would have killed the high celebrant if Osiris hadn't gotten in the way," Crow grumbled. "And we'd see some real gratitude. Still." He swirled the foul drink in his cup. I saved Osiris. The Osiris, he said. He seemed pleased with himself. That ought to count for something with those guardians in the city. Is he one of their leaders? No, said Glint. Osiris's relationship with the Vanguard appears to be complicated. Why doesn't that surprise me? Sighed Crow. What about the Guardian? Are they anyone important? Glint thought for a long moment. The Guardian hadn't said anything yet, but if Crow was going to work alongside them, he would be one errant comment away from learning the truth, and from the worst possible person to tell him. They have notable achievements, Glint said carefully. Well, that's something, nodded Crow. Now they've both heard of Crow. You've certainly taken to the name, Glint said. Despite the noise in the bar, he kept his voice soft. Crow shrugged. I've been called worse. You really have, Glint said. He was silent for a moment. You never heard the things they said to me while I was reviving you. Crow saw the single scuffed panel of Glint's shell bulging with wires and looked away. He wiped his hands on the rough fabric of the cloak Spider had given him. They had suddenly become sweaty. It's just a name, Crow said dismissively. You told me you'd had other names. Glint didn't move. He hung in the air above the table. Not like this. Crow leaned forward. I don't understand, he said. He gave Glint a gentle nudge. Explain it to me, please? Glint tensed in the air, then acquiesced and hovered closer to Crow. His voice was soft and kind. I never truly had a name, he said. There were things people called me, but you named me. So when I hear Glint, I think of you. Crow nodded, then realized what Glint was about to say next. His face twisted in anguish. I didn't get to name you, Glint said. Baron Spider did. Oh, Glint, Crow blurted, and reached out with both hands as if he could smother the very idea inside the little ghost. Glint blinked rapidly in confusion. Crow cupped Glint in his hands and exhaled, long and slow. Glint, he said calmly. The ghost cocked his head. Spider picked my name. Yes. It's probably a jab at who I used to be. Yes. Some cruel life joke. Perhaps I was eaten by crows. Glint started to speak, but Crow held up his hand. I know. You can't tell me. But I don't think he meant it as some grand compliment. Crow looked down, his voice low. When you came along, I was dead. Before that, I think I was even worse. Then you found me, chose me, and early on. Crow took an agonizing sip of his drink and was grateful when it made his eyes water. It was hard. I wouldn't have made it through without you, and I don't mean because you kept bringing me back to life. Crow spread his hands wide above the grimy table. To me, all this place, this cloak, this terrible drink, it's because of you. You're the reason I'm here, Glint. I don't need a name to remind me of that. Glint's eye flashed rapidly as he processed the new info, then glowed steadily. I understand, he said. A crash shook the walls of the empty tank. The blast doors at the entrance tore loose from their housing, and a massive Cabal Centurion stormed into the bar, weapon drawn, severed Elixni heads hanging from his waist as bounties. Where's Crow? He bellowed. Right here, shouted Glint, and Crow stood, pushing his chair away. After the smoke cleared, the Elixni captain clucked again and waved, making the universal gesture. Another drink for him, on me. So Crow, who was Aldrin, is now working for the Spider. I guess we'll learn more. In-game. Hunter and the Hunted, Osiris found on the moon. But not before we go bounty shopping, am I right? What's up, Lamwell?
Acknowledged.
How's it going? Whoops.
How can I help?
Step on up. Take a look.
Oh no. Okay. All right. I want to do something real quick.
Fenchurch, there's a lot of
Oh, let's find this up better.
fantastic things.
Yeah.
I tend to believe him.
Okay. So look at my guardian. See the way he looks? Before Beyond Light, he looked different. I'll prove it to you. This has been bugging me.
What cipher is this?
What cipher is this? Laid to rest. It's that cipher. All right. Yep, showing way too much on my screen. Okay. Pictures. Let's see, these are going to be in Documents, Destiny. Here we go. Destiny screenshots. So, okay. Here's the one I just took. Y'all can see this, right? Look at my baby face guardian. Still just playing Planetside, waiting for a game that isn't bad. What's that? What game would that be? Cyberpunk? Check this out. They completely changed the way my fucking Guardian looked with the new expansion. It's not even close. I look like my old Guardian's baby brother. Cyberpunk or Subnautica below zero. What did they do to my boy? He had such a noble schnoz before. And that beautiful face tattoo. Now he's just like, I'm ready to play. So it's below zero an expansion for Subnautica. I have not played Subnautica. Yeah, I'm not really much into survival games. 30 to 40 hour single player exploration. I've heard good things about it. If I could like rip a hole in time and space, I'm sure it's a game I would put some of that infinite time into. It does seem interesting. I have nothing against it.
What do you think?
Wow, this is a 7 cost mod. What the hell? We'll go for it.
Thanks.
Auto, snipers, grenades, arc.
Stay sharp.
Did you hear about the Fuon district?
Critis is defeated. But it's not the fallen that concern me now.
Okay.
It's us. I've had time to think. Guardians are not immune to corruption. The pursuit of power has divided us before. I don't know what comes next, but I know that we must remain in the light. I
Zavala
see
the Zealot.
futures already. If we bend, we will break. Guardians must not use the darkness. This is the Vanguard's official position. The people of this city look to us. Help me show them the way.
Zavala is grateful you defeated Kritis, but he now has other concerns. He believes that any compromise regarding the darkness will only lead to disaster. Now that Aramis and her council are defeated, Guardians must no longer wield the darkness. He hopes you'll respect this decision and help defend it. The people of the Lost City need you now more than ever. I only have one choice to accept. Interesting. Strikes. Okay.
Requisition approved.
Oops. Misclick.
Be the one.
So I've already forgotten the weapon types I need to pay attention to. Sniper. Grenade. Sniper. Auto. Machine gun wall. Do I have any auto rifles? I don't. Let's see if I have one I can pull out. I'm pretty sure that these guys are going to be power capped. Yes. Set.
Those calculations don't make any sense.
Tiger Spite is going to be power capped. It's Forsaken. Season of the Worthy. It's going to be banked. Vaulted. Not vaulted. Sunset. Hey, this isn't power. This isn't capped. You can use this guy. We just need infusion fodder to bring him up. I also might want to infuse up Sweet Business. That's such a fun weapon. Where is that? There it is. You know what? Let's bring it out. The War Rig. That's interesting. So this War Rig I have has the old armor system. I bet you if I produce this from collections, it'll have the new modding system, right? Titan.
I can't believe how good that hunter looked in the Crucible last night.
Actium War Rig. Where is it? Bah.
Did you hear about the Fuon district? A lot of people died there during the attack.
There. Yeah.
How did the job go?
I don't care at all about those perks. I don't think. So yeah. We'll pull this one out. Just in case. Just in case we get some bait to infuse it up. Have some fun tonight. All right. I guess we already have some potential infusion bait. 1201. What about over here on this side? Okay, so I have a couple weapons here that I looted that I haven't made any decisions on. This Biting Winds is a fun one. I want to use it. It's Dire Promise. Enigma's Draw. Opening shot, rapid hit. My instinct is that that's not a good one. Full auto, elemental capacitor.
I have patrol duty today.
Dead Orbit's got a fabricator out on the flats making tents 24/7.
Booyah. And 1201 with low stats, I think. Yeah. We use the 7th Seraph one, I guess. It's a cool skin, though.
Hey there, Titan.
You want everyone to
65 stats versus 71 stats.
Even for a Cryptarch, he was crazy.
I don't know. I'm not gonna think about it too hard. Life is short. Oh, did I just burn enhancement prisms? Interesting. Okay. I don't know if I wanted to do that. Let's see, in the chest slot, I'm using a big stat increase and unflinching pulse rifle aim. I'm not even using a pulse rifle.
That's funny.
That's pretty cool. I hate to have another arc mod socket into this armor. Or at least one of their arc charge with light mod socket to that piece of armor you're wearing. So I could get heavy-handed. And all I'm doing is losing a big stats. That sounds fun. I just gotta burn 2 prisms for it.
Why don't they do something?
Because then I could put just this random arc resistance. Which is a cheapo one. Screw it, let's roll. YOLO.
How did the job go?
Heavy-handed. And arc resistance.
How did the job go?
Let's roll multiple combatants. Defeating combat with a fusion rifle, shotgun, sidearm, or submachine gun adds ammo for that weapon to your reserves. Doesn't really synergize with the auto rifle stuff, but whatevs.
Wait.
How did the job go?
I shouldn't go out into the field with this many weapons in this slot. I don't want to do weapon research to figure out what's good right now. I'm not really feeling either of these shotguns, to be honest. Surrounded and Slideways, Surplus and Thresh. Damn, that's pretty cool.
missed that
Honestly,
glove.
I'm not really feeling duality very much right now. This hand cannon's pretty good, but I'm gonna bank it for now. I know the inventory decision making is so interesting. For now, I'm gonna bank this guy and keep this one. Yep, that's good. And I will bank this Enigma's draw. Decide on it later. Nope, I'm not gonna do that. I hate punting these decisions down the road by putting things in the fucking vault. It's the worst thing ever to come back here. So no, I am gonna actually pull that back out. Oh, here's a bow. I didn't realize I had in here. Oh. Let's see, the Nation of Beasts is good. That can just stay. Or Nature of the Beast. I know how to speak English. A Xenoclast and well, I don't. They're almost a hand thingy. I have 3 of these in here. Okay.
I can't believe how good that hunter looked in the crucible last night.
Okay.
Want to see a Cabal helmet? I took it from the wreck.
Good enough. Let's go play games. To the moon. Do I need to get any more bounties? I don't think so.
When do we get into combat? No, thank you.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot.
Ariana the strongest, and the leader of our band. The corruption of the worm clings to your boot.
What first appeared as nonsense and trickery has begun to reveal itself. Certainly, we are being manipulated through these interactions. Though there's an honesty here, a spark of truth that speaks louder than I sought to allow, I will give it some credence, but please, do not let my curiosity infect your truths. Press accept to receive a mysterious transmission. Prepare for mystery.
Always be prepared.
What does the Hymn of Desecration do? Greatly increase the chance of a weapon drop from your next necropolis or chamber of suffering encounter in the pit of heresy. I don't know what that is. It's a dungeon. Okay. Don't care. Not going to worry about it.
When I feel the weight and texture of a bead or token.
Hunter and the Hunted, Osiris found on the moon. Interesting. Ah, here we go.
Guardian, we have a developing situation that I need you to take point on. For the past few weeks, Osiris has been trying to assess the damage caused by the return of the darkness. He believes that Xivu Arath, the Hive God of War, seeks to take advantage of the power vacuum left in its wake. Osiris was investigating physical manifestations of her magic near the Scarlet Keep when his ghost, Segura, was slain. Osiris delivered a message through a secure channel requesting that you personally aid him in this hunt. He's desperate, Guardian.
Lance
I need you
Reddick.
to save him from himself.
Lance Reddick, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm worried about Osiris. If Segura's gone, then...
Don't worry about me, but keep your voice down. I'm using an external comm. I thought I was hunting Segura's killer, the High Celebrant of Xivu Arath. Now I think it's hunting me. Meet me in the Hole of Wisdom.
We cut the transmission. We have to hurry.
Your friend is in a lot of danger.
Who are you?
A concerned ghost. Osiris shouldn't be here, especially in his condition.
We appreciate the warning, but we know what we're doing. If you and your guardian are here to help.
My guardian, right?
Ooh, interesting. This is more of a meet down than a meet up. Am I right?